The airline's bondholders are now in talks with administrators.
Yes, Annalise, this was sort of lobbed in today as a lastminute.com thing. And now, look, I think from a corporations law point of view, bondholders are allowed to do this outside the preferred bidding timetable. We all thought it was wrapped up, didn't we, with these two big US firms, Bain Capital and Cyrus Capital, fighting it out to see who would actually take on Virgin. The bondholders have been working with the administrators, Deloitte, for actually several weeks now. I mean, I've got to say, I think this is a long blow. The idea is that bondholders feel that if the Americans take over private equity, they're going to get pretty short shrift, maybe just 10 cents in the dollar or less. Now, that they're unsecured bonds. When a company goes belly up or near belly up, there's a whole pecking order of who gets paid out first from the spoils. If you're a shareholder, I'm afraid that's it, you're gone. But then unsecured bondholders are fairly low down that list. So there are lots of them. It's quite a disparate group of bondholders, but they've got Faraday Financial Advisors in there saying, look, what they're going to do is they're going to convert their bonds to an equity stake. They're going to tip in more money, another $1 billion maybe. I think that's according to reports. And they're going to relist Virgin Australia onto the Australian Stock Exchange. Now, I mean, I know this sounds fabulous in a Buy Australia era, but one of the problems with Virgin and why it struggled so much towards the end is actually because it was listed and it only had about, 9% free float, 9% retail investors, but it had all the dramas of having to report and disclose, which, really it shouldn't have had. People like John Borghetti, a previous CEO, was, I know, fighting to help take the company private so that they could just get on with it. Now, in this climate at the moment, with COVID-19 and the prospects of flying, back to normal a fair way away, I honestly think that from the administrator's point of view, providing the numbers right from one of these Americans, the best way to take Virgin forward as a going concern would be to take it private. Now, the unions aren't going to like this. Employees aren't going to like it because, yes, of course, private equity really cuts down to the bone to keep this going. So I think there's a bit to play out. But I must say, I do think this last-minute call on the bondholders is going to be hard to fly.
Geez, we go from government bailout to this. It's just absolutely extraordinary stuff. Ticky Fullerton, thank you for all of that really good information.